Alright, hello. Welcome to Cheevo Rally. I beat Sunset Overdrive earlier today, so now I just want to go through and grab all the little collectibles from my achievements, my Cheevos. And in the meantime, I'm going to be talking about stuff. Gaming stuff, food stuff, sleeping bag stuff. The list goes on. And I'm not going to get all the achievements in this game because some of them are multiplayer achievements. And multiplayer achievements are dumb. And they should stop putting them in games. Otherwise I'm just getting the shoes. And I gotta say I really enjoyed this game. I love the movement in it. You can dash in midair, and then you can go down, and then you can jump really high up and dash again, and then you can grind under. And if you are grinding on a wire, you can grind up and then jump, and you'll get a boost to your jump. I don't know, it's just there's like always something there to let you traverse through the world easily. It never feels like it's going to take forever to get where you're going because you can just kind of bounce off a car and then boost. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. But yeah. Oh, there's also an achievement for breaking all these vending machines, which is cool. Breaking vending machines is cool. That's something a cool guy would do, or lady. So these shoes are, you know, somebody died here, so the shoes are hanging from the wire, which I appreciate. It's a nice touch. And let's see. So yeah. One of the things I wanted to talk about is that I've been reading this collection of essays from this music critic, Chris Ott. It's called Shallow Rewards, and I'm not going to talk about that too much because everything you need to know you can get from just reading it, because he's much more well-spoken and informed than I am on every topic he talks about. But I want to talk about the way video games relate to music as an art form. There's too many things I wanted to talk about. Well, the first one really doesn't have to do with music. I guess I'll start with that one. It's so lately we've seen a lot of games kind of moving towards this with smaller teams. You kind of got these games like Gone Home and like Cradle and that, I forget the name of it, but the game from the Stanley Parable creator that was put out this year. And these are games that kind of put you, they're kind of autobiographical in a sense, even if you're not playing directly as the creator. And I feel like in a sense that kind of shows a misunderstanding of what video games, okay, I got it. What makes video games special. In another sense, I guess it doesn't, because it kind of puts you in the creator's shoes in a way that no other art form really can accomplish. But at the same time, video games can let you do stuff like this, where you're jumping around buildings and blowing up robots and all this crazy stuff that is completely unique to the medium. This isn't something that can be captured well by like movies or music or books, the sense that you're actually doing all these crazy things. Whereas a game like Gone Home, it doesn't really benefit at all from being a video game. In the sense that, I don't know, you're just a dude wandering around a house and you read a lot of stuff. It's basically, where is this freaking toilet paper. It helps that I didn't really like Gone Home at all. But I feel like that wouldn't be a good trend for the industry, is if we just got all these small autobiographical games where people are like Depression Quest, or I don't know, the list goes on, and people keep making them. It just seems very narcissistic after a while, where the creator assumes that what I want to do with my time is be them. I don't know, I can't tell where this toilet paper is.
Hey, wanna look at my arsenal?
Okay. It's right in front of me. It's right in front of me. Where are you? Oh no! Okay, kids at home, if you see toilet paper, point at it. Is it over here? No! Is it over here? No! Well, where is it, kids? 'Cause I don't see it. I see it! Okay. Oh, and there's robots. There's always robots. Okay. And there's also a dingle hopper around here, unless I got him already. No, he's right. Where is he? Should be right around here. Right off the port bow. Okay, kids at home, if you see him, please let me know. Huh? No, that's a bird. Okay, we'll come back. We will come back. Alright, and then the second music-related thing I want to talk about. And I've gone back and forth on this. First time I thought about it, I felt one way about it, and then thinking about it, I guess it didn't really make sense where I was coming from. But I feel like video games, genres of video games don't have the same power that genres of music do, where, you know, in like high school, people define themselves by the type of music they listen to. I think that would just be, that's an insane concept if you apply it to video games, I think. Where, like, oh, you know, the fighting game kids are hanging out together. Well, and actually, I mean, if we're talking high school, the fighting game kids are going to be Smash Brothers players, which is just depressing on so many levels. But, you know, they're kids. What are they going to do? But, and then I thought about it, and it's like, well, you know, you have your Call of Duty players, and they kind of just play Call of Duty, and then you have, like, but I don't feel like someone would just be, like, way into rhythm games, and that's all they play, unless we're talking, like, some weird situation where they're in Japan at the arcades, and all they play is DDR all day, which sounds like a life I would be interested in, but maybe not right now. So you can't get Cheevos you can't get Cheevos in the arcade, Japan. It's not a good business strategy. You jerks. You don't get it. You don't get video games. I'm going the wrong direction. Oh, that's kind of what I've been thinking about. We're getting a lot of lots of people doing the Game of the Year stuff. And I think it's been an interesting year because people are actually giving props to Undertale, which is great. This quirky little one-person PC RPG is winning awards that, like big awards. Oh, I hate when they put them in trees. And Fallout 4 isn't, and that's cool. I'm really interested to see how history looks back on Fallout 4. I think for a lot of people it was a turning point where kind of their preconceived notions about Bethesda games and RPGs kind of shifted a bit when they started to realize that this really is just the same game, slightly updated. And what's worrying to me is I see a lot of people expressing the sentiment like, oh, you know, it's a world to explore. That's why I'm playing it. And not only do I feel like there's not much to explore, but so many other games give you that exact same thing now, where every game is open world. Like, you don't need Fallout 4 to provide that experience for you. It just, you can get that anywhere else, basically. And I would say probably better, that same experience better. But of course it's not, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about how other people perceive it, and I'll just be, I think it will, I think we will, the next game from Bethesda, the next big RPG, I think is going to be a very important one. Because it's going to, well, yeah, I don't want to compare it to like something like Assassin's Creed Unity, where it was just like this, you know, the dam is broken and they don't patch it up right now, we're going out of business. But I don't think they can release another game on the level of Fallout 4 and continue to operate in the way they do right now. I just don't think that's feasible. Not that Fallout 4 didn't sell oodles and oodles and oodles of copies, but I don't think it was the major positive energy experience that Fallout 3 somehow was. Yes. But you never know. I guess we'll see once, once DLC starts coming out. Which I assume will be fairly soon. I don't know how you can sell DLC for a game with infinite content, but there you go. It's an impossible business strategy, but Todd Howard, marketing genius that he is, he'll pull it off somehow. You just wait and see. And then you got Metal Gear Solid 5, which is just a depressing tale of business intrigue and, you know, just like, I hope they write a book about the development of Metal Gear Solid 5 at some point, because that is a tale for the ages. Because I haven't played the game in a while, but I hear it's just like microtransaction to hell, and you know, there was that whole thing with the nuclear disarmament thing, where if everybody got rid of their nukes, they would put a different, like, you would unlock a new cutscene. It's, I don't know, no other major developer, I don't know if you want to blame Konami or if you want to praise Kojima for this, but no other major studio is making games like that at this point. It's just insane. But he went off and started his own new company now, and they have the sick logo. I'm pretty excited. It's kind of odd because, I mean, I know the PS3, Xbox 360 lifespan was kind of an extreme case, but we're kind of, these consoles aren't going to be around forever. We're kind of already, if you go kind of historically, we're kind of like halfway through them already. So for Kojima to be starting the studio like from nothing right now and putting out a game on the PS4, that I mean, best case scenario, that comes out kind of towards the end of the PS4's lifespan, right? I guess, well, that's kind of, and because he tends to take forever to make games, but unless it's just like some crazy like indie like short form like Kojima's next move is to make like a 2-hour puzzle platformer with you know, pixel graphics, but I'd still play it. And I really hope they put out, now that Konami is just kind of, they can kind of do whatever they want, I hope they do a, you know, a complete Metal Gear Solid collection, because that would be awesome. I think there are plenty of people who are playing Metal Gear Solid 5 as their first Metal Gear Solid game. I don't think that's a bad thing. It almost seems designed around that, because the plot is very self-contained in a way that none of those games have ever really been, even the first one.
Well, Fisco Architects made it perfectly clear who owns this.
Alright, I gotta read the load first. And I don't know, we got Battlefront. Another example of public opinion slowly shifting. I mean, it seems like people who play video games are, well, it's, I don't know, because you go you go on, like, you know, internet message boards, and they all seem pretty informed about how the industry operates, and all, like, this game doesn't have a ton of content, and like maybe that's just, you know, selective, like people who go on the internet to talk about video games are going to be that group who you know, pay attention to that kind of thing, and then there's all these other people who just buy it because it's Star Wars, and it doesn't matter that there's 4 planets because they can shoot lasers at each other, and that's totally fine. I don't know, it's just hard to see where that all breaks down, and I'm sure that's to the benefit of, you know, EA, that not everybody who's going to play this game, because it's Star Wars, because it's this, you know, fairly casual online shooter, they don't really need to worry about that. I guess the worrying thing is that people who don't fit into that demographic still bought it and then complained about it. So maybe they're not as informed as I think they are. Oh, look at this. It's kind of Destiny again, which is not a good point of comparison.
Wonder what Two Hat Jack has for me. Probably something useful.
And you got ooh. You got Halo 5, which I think is a fascinating showcase for how far the Halo brand has fallen in terms of, you know, like market penetration. Like, people don't really care about Halo 5, it sounds like, or it seems like. Beyond just it being a good, you know, multiplayer shooter with a campaign. There's not that, like, groundswell of Halo fans out there. Because I think a lot of people who had 360s jumped ship to PS4 this generation. That's kind of my impression. So I don't think you have this, I don't know what's going on here. I guess it would just be the diehards who... I don't know who Halo 5 is for. Thinking about it, it's just like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's like this, kind of they changed up the campaign, so it's kind of not what Halo, like, single player fans are looking for, and the multiplayer is different. And it's really cool, but it's like, I don't know how you sell that to Halo fans as they were, like, around the Halo 3 days. And maybe you just can't. Maybe we're just too far removed from Halo as a franchise, and it's time to move on, which I think is fine. I mean, Bungie has moved on. I don't think it's really a series that needs to, you know, have 10 installments or something like that, something crazy. Like, there are so few game series that deserve or benefit from that kind of longevity, and I really don't think Halo is one of them. I think through Reach you kind of had everything you needed out of the franchise, and then they kind of spun it off into this thing that apparently people don't really care all that much about. I don't know. And then you got The Witcher, which is, it's a game. I'm really interested to see CD Projekt Red's new, their Cyberpunk RPG, because we were kind of talking about how the PC doesn't really have stuff to show off its strengths, exclusives that, or even multi-platforms that kind of show off what it means, you know, like why the PC is such a... why it deserves your time and your money over consoles. And I think the CD Projekt Red games kind of the last bastion of that, where on PC they're just like cutting edge. Where's this floaty dude? God. And the way they're talking about it, it sounds very ambitious and crazy and awesome. So, if there was any developer where I would believe them, it'd be those guys. So, we shall see. And then you had NHL something. I don't actually know. An NHL game came out this year. I assume so. Hockey's cool. And yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to see where Nintendo takes Splatoon. Like, I don't know if a sequel makes sense, or if they can just kind of keep doing, like, DLC, and eventually they come out with, like, a... Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't think that game needs a sequel. At all. At all, at all. I think it's awesome for... It is what it is, and... but Nintendo kind of like their sequels, so we will see. Alright, where are you? Graffiti billboard. Okay. Other than that, I don't really know. I think it was a really, really, really good year for video games. As I play this 2014 game, which I wish I had played last year because this would probably be my favorite game of last year if I had to think about it. Last year was not a good year for video games as far as I'm concerned. It felt very transitional. It felt like everybody was working on their game from, their 2015 game. And it paid off because 2015 was like crazy good. And 2016 looks good also. Got a new Street Fighter, new Persona. Other games, probably. God, there's still a lot of these things. Okay. That's fine. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, to achieve. To achieve. I'm really nervous about Uncharted 4 because I may be totally wrong, but I think the director of the first two and so they made Uncharted 2, and then the team that made Uncharted 2 would go on to make The Last of Us, I believe, while the B team made Uncharted 3, or at least that's the story I've been told, and that checks out because I don't think Uncharted 3 is as good as Uncharted 2. It kind of feels like the work of, the other team. But anyway, I think the director of the A-team director, if you want to call her that, and I believe it is a woman. Anyway, I think she is with a different company now. So even if it is the same team that made Uncharted 2, sort of, she won't be a part of that, is my understanding. And that kind of worries me because, from what I understand, she was kind of a big part of what made Uncharted 2 so good. She kind of pushed for all the performance capture stuff and everything. I could be totally wrong, but that's my understanding of it. And news came out that Uncharted 4 has moral choices, or not moral choices, but like dialogue choices, and like that's not needed. That's not a thing that anybody was asking for out of Uncharted 4. You don't need to make it more like Mass Effect or something. Right? I think. Speaking of which, the Mass Effect director, the Andromeda one, just announced that he was leaving. Which means that game is in trouble. It's never a good thing when your director leaves halfway through development on your game. I don't know if it's at all related to the game, but yeah. It'll come out and it'll be a free-to-play MMO. Takes place 2,000 years before Mass Effect. You can be a ninja. there's a lot of shoes. So there's 150 of all of these different collectibles. And I don't really have any reason to collect them except to get the achievement. They win again. I mean, you do get something from these, but I've already beaten the game, so it's not like it's gonna help me at all. But this is video games, man. What I really don't like is when they add achievements to old games. Because, like, you know, if Crash Bandicoot came out now, like, if they re-released all of them, you know, the Crash Bandicoot collection, it would be like, get the secret gem, bronze trophy. And, like, as a kid, I got those just because it was awesome. But if I played it now, I'd get them because you get stupid, inconsequential, you know, a trophy graphic for it. It's just kind of depressing. But I don't think they're ever going to re-release Crash Bandicoot because it sounds like it's just, you know, constant, like, legal, like, you know, like Activision owns Crash Bandicoot, but Sony owns the games. Like, Activision has control of the character. Yada yada yada. So that'll never happen. Which is probably for the best. Because you just have tons of kids asking, I don't know what this game is, this sucks. I don't know what to do. Why do I have to get to Crystal every level? Why is she riding a tiger on the Great Wall of China? And there's no easy answer for that. Oh, look at all these vending machines. It's kind of weird how the enemies just completely do not matter in this game if you don't want them to. It's kind of awesome. You just do not have to worry about it. They just kind of are bad guys in the background. Alright, so let's see.
Just a scratch.
Can I get over there? Yes. Yes. And I got a bounce back. Not bad. Man, I still need a ton of those. Okay. I don't know what else is in the news. I'm just kind of waiting for games to come out. I kind of want to get the new Tomb Raider, but I really didn't like the reboot. It was just like the worst parts of Far Cry, like modern Far Cry, mixed with the worst parts of Uncharted. in this just like grody mess of a game. Just not a fan at all. But I hear the new one is way better in like every aspect, so I'm pretty interested in seeing how that goes. And I hear it's very, very good looking, which is not really a reason to play a game necessarily, but it helps. It definitely helps. No, I just don't like what they did with her character at all. They just made her like... Well, I get that it's like a, you know, it's an origin. So they have to make her like weak and frail because if you just made her strong to begin with, then she'd just be a cool character instead of this relatable every woman who something caves, hot pants. But it was just not interesting. And the whole thing where it's like, I don't want to kill stuff, and then you spend the whole game killing stuff. But it matters in cutscenes because that's when she can be like emo about it. It's just like, oh. Like that's, it's like they took out everything that made like the old Tomb Raider games at all interesting and just replaced it. Like, we made an Uncharted game with Tomb Raider in the title, and this character is basically not Lara Croft, and this has nothing to do with the old games except a brand name. I don't know, it was just not... like, one of my least favorite games from the last generation. You know, I probably shouldn't buy that new Tomb Raider. It's sounding like... where are you, Mr. Security Camera? Are you down here? Oh, yes, yes. Yes! There you go. True to the name. Hold on just a sec. Alright, well. Okay. And the toilet paper is right here. Hold on, how many... Does it tell you? Hold on. Log. Huh. It must tell you. Well, guess we'll find out. Yeah. Normally I talk about music, but I just... You know, maybe reading that Chris Ott book was kind of fascinating because he just talks about how music as a... Not in the way music is made or performed, but just the way that we interact with music and the reasons why we would have changed so much with the, you know, the internet, Spotify, that I don't think I'm the only person who kind of needs to rethink their reasons for listening to music. Because I don't think it's true, and this is kind of a point he makes a lot, I don't think it's true that people listen to music, you know, throughout the history of recorded music solely for the enjoyment they get out of just listening to the music. I think it had a lot to do with identity, and, you know, it was a social thing. There's all these different aspects of listening to music that have kind of either been replaced or removed from the equation with Spotify and everything, that it's kind of, it's going to take some rethinking. and it's kind of a scary prospect, but alright, take out billboards. Another achievement. And I'm just gonna get the rest of the shoes, I think, and maybe call it there. Sounds good to me. Does it sound good to you? It does? Oh. It's cool. There we go. I mean, there have been a lot of albums I've liked this year, but I really haven't listened to. You know, I had Hearing Double, the music website, and that was a good excuse to just spend a ton of time listening to music. But I was in college and I had a lot of free time, and now I have a full-time job, and it's hard to carve out, you know, just to listen to one album would mean I would have to carve out like 45 minutes to an hour of, say, like 3 to 4 hours of free time a day. And I find music is something you kind of have to listen to an album a couple times to start to really enjoy it and appreciate it. So we're talking like, you know, multiple hours of free time, which is kind of valuable, that I would have to spend per album. And I don't get that enough out of that experience to justify it, really. And part of that, I think, is that takes effort, and I'm kind of after a day of work, I'm just kind of beat. I don't want to have to put in that effort, because I'm the kind of person who, you know, I gotta go find an album to listen to. It's gotta be something cool, something I haven't listened to, but something I know I'll enjoy, or think I'll enjoy, and just kind of, you know, it takes a little bit of research. I'm not the kind of person who will just throw on whatever. It's just not how I operate. I don't know. Kind of everything all the media I consume, very little of it is just random. Like, I don't go onto Netflix and just like poke through the queue and like, oh, let's have Bill Murray in it. I don't know if a lot of people do that. I really don't have any sense of if that. I feel like that's a prominent thing. I feel like people just go to movie theaters and just watch a movie that they know nothing about, which is like insane to me. But I feel like people must do that, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. You tell me, America. You tell me. Bounce badge. Now, if music had achievements, then we'd be talking, and I could make a series of YouTube streams about it and make bank. But sadly, that is not the case. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just gonna ignore that billboard for now, I guess. Guess I'll go ahead. No music playing and it's kind of eerie. Okay. There's my last shoe. The final shoe.
Dude, they got some kind of boomerang one.
Where's the floaty? There he is. Okay, I just need one more of him. Shoot. It's that one I didn't get. This must be here. Okay, got all the shoes. So really I just need, okay, so I need this guy. Which is fine. Which is cool. Okay. I got a stupid looking hat apparently. Let me go. I mean, as long as I'm here, I might as well go get the last one. And movies I'm worst at. I feel like movies I have to... Movies are tough because not only are they like 2 hours long, but you know exactly how long they are, so you can visualize like, when I'm done with this movie, it will be such and such time. And I don't know, that keeps me from watching movies a lot of the time because I know just like a whole chunk of my day is going to be gone. And it's not like I'm not like using that time for anything really. I don't know. There's this weird mental block I need to get over where I would rather, you know, not really do anything of consequence for 2 hours rather than sit down and watch this movie that I'd probably enjoy. Just because I know that I'll not have that time. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Hopefully I'm not the only person who feels that way, or else I'm, you know, crazy. Crazy for streaming this game. Patsy Cline, everybody. Okay. Just gotta get this dude. Just gotta get this dude. Just gotta get this dude and break this. Okay. Just gotta get this last dude. Just gotta get the last dude. I don't know where he is. I can't seem to find him, but it's fine. Okay, where is he? I swear to God, if he's up top. Okay. So, this is not a helpful mini-map. It's just clogged with crap. That's not it, is it? Okay. Okay, let's see. So, he's like right on top of me. He's not right down here, is it? No. No. I'm at a loss. Here. Let's see, he's not over here. There's a thing up there. Okay. He's not on the water feature, we've already determined that. I swear to God, if he's in that tree, take back every good thing I said about this game. No? Interesting. There he is. Okay. There you go. I just gotta get the billboards. Gotta talk to Two-Hat Jack over here. I mean, I guess you... Wait, hold on. I think I broke that quest marker. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I don't have enough money. I don't got the money. Okay, well that was, you know, Cheevo Rally. I got like 18,000 points. Not a bad day. Zach, I'm coming for your gamer score.